Hey, look, no one ever died, right? Period. Never happened, ever. Okay, there's no evidence for it. No evidence that anyone ever died. Well, there's some circumstantial evidence, but no proof. Circumstantial evidence is what? A corpse, a rotting cadaver, rotting in a grave, or lying on a mortuary slab. But what are you showing me? It's just circumstantial evidence. What you're looking at is a lifeless body, literally, a body without life. There's no evidence, let alone proof, that the life the individual which animated that body has ceased to exist. There's nothing to suggest that at all. In fact, there's one hell of a lot of evidence to the contrary. Life is eternal. I mean, that's it. We are eternal because we are aspects of life. And there is only one life. And I suspect that life anyway is a misspelling and therefore a mispronunciation of love. Because love is the most powerful, greatest creative force that there is. And it's eternal. It has always been. It's creative, which implies mind, intelligence, consciousness. It's obviously, its nature is not material. Though of course it can be expressed in a material form, a material fashion, but as it is not essentially material, it must be non-material, and for want of a better word, let's call it spiritual. So, life, love, spirit. 3 words for the same thing. Some people call it God, Allah, Jehovah, the Great Spirit, Wonka Tonka. It doesn't matter the label we give it. What is important is that we recognise that, or at least accept that we are a part of that, an expression or an aspect of it. People ask, what is the purpose of life? Well, I don't see that life itself in that. I think it's a dumb question. Life has an objective, perhaps, and that objective is to express itself. An infinite life will express itself in an infinite number of ways, in an infinite number of forms, in an infinite number of places. Infinitely. And we are just one of those expressions of that life. We are life. We are expressions, part of life. And so when you ask, what is the meaning of life? Then you, the life which you are, has the meaning that you give it. You want your life to have meaning, then give it meaning. Is that so difficult? People say, my life has no meaning. Well, life is not what you have, it is what you are. So give it meaning, do something useful. And what more useful way to live is other than to be of some usefulness to others. You know, what's the point of being here if we can't help each other? Okay. Out of necessity, perhaps, we cannot be totally selfless. Why we live in this material environment temporarily. We require these in order to express and share ourselves and experience ourselves in this material environment, and to engage with it. We need material bodies, material forms. And so some self-interest, some selfishness is necessary in order to maintain the well-being of these physical material forms. They've got to be fed and clothed, exercised, and generally kept in good condition. And it takes some effort to do this. The error is to believe that these bodies are what we are. Not who we are, what we are. Who we are, we decide for ourselves. We determine for ourselves who we are. A bit of introspection is sometimes useful, perhaps. Do we love ourselves? Do we like ourselves? Is there anything about ourselves that we don't like? If we don't like it, we can change. We can change who we are. Are we too shy or too arrogant? Are we boastful? Are we selfish? Too selfish? Are we the other extreme? Are we too generous? I think it's possible to be too dead generous, especially when we give so much of ourselves that our own health suffers. And perhaps I don't know. Perhaps we're impatient. But I reckon we all have unlimited patience. The thing is whether or not we choose to exercise it. And I hear people say, oh, I haven't got the patience for this, and I haven't got the patience for that. I say, yes, you have. You have unlimited patience. Whether you choose to exercise that patience or not is up to you. So don't choose not to exercise that patience and then claim you do not have any patience. You're killing yourself. And other people who kid themselves in the same way will agree with what you say, because you're confirming their own idea, their own belief. To claim anyone who says I don't have patience, they're running a scam. It's easy to prove that we have patience. I mean, if you really want to accomplish something and it takes time and effort, because it's something you really want, you'll have patience to keep going at it and keep going at it until you get it. If there's things that you don't particularly want, for which you claim not to have patience, that's not too difficult. It's not too difficult to understand, is it? Or to comprehend, perhaps. Don't really like the word understand. It's not too difficult to comprehend. I've lost track. Oh yeah. You cannot die. That's it. Period. You're born into this world for which you acquire this worldly body, which, when it has served its purpose, or it should have served its purpose, you leave it. And the body decays, gets burnt, buried, crumbles into dust, rots away, or whatever. But you, the life, the animating energy, which animated that body, you still exist. The nature of life is life. It cannot be not death. If only people understood this basic spiritual truth, we would not have wars. You wouldn't have all this killing, quote unquote, when people realise that they can't actually kill anyone, not really. You know, it's, in a way it's funny, it's because it's so ridiculous. But on the other hand, it's not funny because it's creating so much angst and upset and discomfort and hurt and anguish for so many people. And the trouble is, so many people identify with their bodies. The number of people there are out there who believe they are their bodies. They think they're just a mass of chemicals. They're no more than walking, talking, breathing, singing, whistling, laughing, thinking meat. And you know, increasingly I find it increasingly difficult to engage with such people. And that's one of the biggest problems of the world, because when people are only aware of the material, that's all they have on which to focus. And so because they only ever focus on the material, increasingly so, then it's become more and more materialistic. And the only things of any importance in their life are material things. And along with materialism comes greed and selfishness. It's inevitable. Because whatever material things you have, you get them because you want them, but after a while the novelty wears off. And then you want something else, and you want something else. Or perhaps you want the same thing, only bigger, or better. And let's face it, we're all guilty of that. I'd like a better car, I'd like a better mandolin, I'd like a better computer. And clothes, I'm not worried about clothes. I get all my clothes from a charity shop for next to nothing. Clothes aren't important, as long as you're comfortable and protected against the elements. Once you come to that, a car's not important. I've got a 30-year-old car, I'll keep it on the road. I'd like to perhaps, I don't know, be nice to have a bit of spare cash to get rid of all the rusty bits. Perhaps replace a few broken bits, but that's only the body work, and the engine and everything else that's important. Yeah, that sounds, I don't actually have to spend any money on it at all in that regard. Preventative, I'll put some preventative stuff on it, you know. Stop it, the rust getting any worse, and just stop bits falling off. Drill a couple of holes and put in a couple of self-tapping screws. and it tends to hold bits of body work together. Do I need a new mandolin? No, I'd like to have one. I don't need one. But I do want one. In terms of computer, I like one that's a bit faster, more memory. No, just I'm happy with what I've got. I'm not content, not satisfied, but hey, it's okay, you know. Everything does its job, and there's no real. I'm not going to go out my way and struggle to improve these things. If I can do it easily, yeah, but I'm not going to struggle for it. It's not worth it. A lot of effort for a relatively small gain. I don't know. Mind you, I have my weak moments. I'll buy something with the car that I don't need at all, you know. Yeah, a little luxury item here and there, and why not? Hey, we live in a material world. We're not here for very long. We might as well make the most of what it has to offer, take advantage of it, but not at the expense of everything else. Not at the expense of other people. And that's something else. Far too often, people use other people, gain wealth at the expense of other people, instead of using wealth for the benefit of other people. And not only physical wealth, but, you know, in terms of financial wealth, but your personal resources, your time, your patience, your effort, you know, kindness, forgiveness, patience. I remember Albert Einstein was asked, why are we here? And he said, quote, why? To help each other, of course. What other reason could there be? Unquote. Well, there's some truth in that. If we can't help each other, we might as well not be here. Alright, there's other reasons for being here. Oh, I don't know why we choose to be here. Certainly there's one thing we all have in common, and that is to learn something. Or teach something. And to experience. Well, number one, to learn. And I don't know, what's the most important lesson we can learn? To be kind to each other. I think there was a 13th commandment or something in one of the religious books. Love one another. Well, love is part of what we are. Life. Like I said, life, love, spirit, it's all the same thing, and that is what we are. And if we're sharing of ourselves, we are sharing love. Whether we're sharing of our time, our effort, forgiveness, patience, understanding, tolerance. That's all part of sharing the love which we are. And if you really want to experience love, then share that aspect of you which is love. It's the only way. Oh, I think I've rambled on enough. I just wanted to get it off my chest. Whether people agree or not, I don't know. That's it. I'm out. Be safe, be kind to each other, and keep your eyes open.